money, just like animal farm. Justice mean inequity, so who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are them go so confuse the call. Now by area why no better. We are them go so confuse the call. One guy's out here why no better. Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, you need it to see what I see so. Now your friend on a come asem. Only papi obeka na sembia. So I want to obet you too. Everybody was afraid. And until I learned to my cottage again, once my boy dumping one another. But who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wasam because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Akukudro for nyina dalima. And see who go say the truth? Obiaja konson so to grow your mansa to me be a kakobrafo. Efo anyina ye. Efo when you know yet. Na so kutrata down na so be dia back or why no keke. I fene for be man mo pia for efo ne cross on my mo. Hanya safwe mo ayini. Akukutro for nyina dalima. And see who go say the truth? Abaya di bote chino. Yedi bi bebo nyande bi. Kachi se would your mouth pipinuma. Would your mind never shine my frafonsa? But who go tell the truth? TUC silence. Even journalists silence. So then who go say the truth? Right is right. Wrong is wrong, no matter how you justify. You say you wanna get rid of corruption. Someone want to help you, now the person become your target. Jobless no they mean senseless. Poverty no they mean useless. One day them go resist.
Hello, good evening once again, and welcome to MyView show. You are watching us live on today's Ghana News TV with me, Jerome, your usual host. And let me equally remind you that we are also live on Twitch via satellite, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all on today's Ghana News TV. And you can equally follow us on Twitter and TikTok, and also as podcasts on Anchor FM. Once again, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this all-important program, MyView show, live on today's Ghana News TV. We are on YouTube, wherever you find yourself. If you are also on Facebook, we are live there. Equally, share the link that together we will express our views on certain turning issues. The Public Regulations 21 per the CI that has been laid by that has been laid in Parliament or almost laid in Parliament. The Electoral Commission of Ghana is seeking to make the Ghana card the sole identification medium for eligible voters who want to get into the electoral roll or electoral register. What are the options available to us? the CI will be laid before Parliament. What is the role of Parliament in controlling this CI? And what is the motivation for the Electoral Commission to settle down on the use of the Ghana card? This definitely involves a lot of legal thinking. And we are very privileged this evening to have no other person but lawyer Chimberima, a legal practitioner, to join us on this evening's show and to express his view on the role of Parliament and going forward into the compilation of a voters register or the inclusion of new entrants into the voters register. Good evening, Lawyer Chimberima, and you are welcome to the program.
Good evening, sir. I'm very grateful for the time given.
Great. Before we get straight into the various questions that I know our viewers will want to have a better and a clear understanding, I'm sure a lot of people will be wondering who is Lawyer Chimberima. Could you just say a few words to our viewers and then?
Okay. My name is Chimberima. I am a legal practitioner with international background. I qualified in several jurisdictions. I'm a member of the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, member of the International Bar Association, member of the African Bar Association, among others. I mean, there are several ones. Let me just limit myself to about these three. And qualified legal practitioner also in the UK or the United Kingdom, that is England and Wales. My specialties in law cuts into about 8 specialized areas: aviation, immigration, commercial dispute resolutions, commercial real estate, evidence, family, employment law, among others. Among others.
Okay.
And I'm also the Director of Policy and Planning for Solidarity Ghana.
Okay.
And as well, I have my own law firms as well. So,
yes. That's wonderful. At least we are very privileged to have you this evening to express your view on this issue of the new CI that is about to be laid before Parliament, or if it is not already late. Yeah. Someone just said, someone sent me a message right now. Is it a CI or is an LI? I do not know. Constitutional instrument or legislative instrument. Which is which? Are they interchangeable or?
No, this one is it's not an LI, it's a CI, it's a constitutional instrument.
Okay. So what's the difference between an LI and a CI?
Oh, the legislative instrument is done by the executive, and then the CI is done by other institutions of the states, for instance, the EC. And when the processes are quite different, the CI, when laid in Parliament, if you want a CI to come into force, you lay it in Parliament. It's supposed to last for 21 parliamentary days, sitting days. Okay. So it's not just ordinary days, to be 21 parliamentary sitting days.
Okay.
And after that 21 days, it becomes law. If it's not taken out, it becomes law. Yeah.
I think we'll get to the point where it can be taken out or not taken out. Now, exactly. I want to understand this. Once this CI is laid before Parliament, what is the role of Parliament? Does Parliament have any control over the CI?
Well, thank you and for the time given once again, and a very good evening and good afternoon to. I think it's afternoon at your end, or late afternoon.
It's evening here, but it's afternoon at our friends and Americans and others.
Exactly. So whatever we find ourselves this afternoon or evening or night, very good afternoon, good evening, and whatever to you, the viewers and listeners. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm very grateful to be on your platform to speak to you today. When a CI is laid, the challenge here, as I indicated earlier, is that when a CI is laid, a very little is done by Parliament. Okay. That is, it only lasts for the period that is given, and after the period is supposed to become law. But two things can happen.
Okay.
It is, the Speaker of Parliament is he's the chair for the business committee in Parliament.
Okay.
So if the Speaker doesn't want the CI to come into force, what the Speaker can do or will do is that he will take it out when it comes to the business table. But that can happen when he has the support of certain members to do that.
Okay.
Alternatively, it will be given to a committee called the Subsidiary Legislation Committee. It's a subsidiary legislation.
Okay.
Being that it's a kind of law that is being passed by a subsidiary body of government. That is why it's called a subsidiary legislation. And it goes to a committee called the Subsidiary Legislation Committee in Parliament.
Okay.
And that committee goes through it and make sure that it's up to the standard and everything is okay. And then make sure that it is laid. In some instances where they have issues, they may bring it to plenary. That is the floor of Parliament for it to be discussed. But most of the time, it will go through. But that committee is mostly chaired by an opposition member.
Okay.
So in the current committee is chaired by an NDC member of Parliament.
Okay.
He chairs that committee or that legislative committee. So there too, if they don't want it, they can also refuse to convey a meeting to discuss it. So that is one thing that they can also do. Aside these two, very little can be done. You just have to wait for the 21 days to come to pass and then it will become law.
So it's a very dicey issue because I'm asking this. A lot of us up there do not have that understanding. For instance, I'm pretty sure as we speak now, the NDC people will be thinking that the parliamentary representation of NDC should stand up against this CI.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, many, should I say, sympathizers, supporters of the party are vying to see that. But you see, my brother, the biggest challenge is that you need to tell the parliament to reject it outright.
Okay.
And then this number in parliament, even though it's quite reasonable, it's not up to 2/3 of the house or the chamber. Okay. And for that reason, it will be difficult to say that they can just get it outright. So that is why I didn't call that option.
Yeah.
I intentionally refuse to mention that option because I know it's going to be difficult because you don't have the 2/3. And you see, once it's coming from the more or less the government in power, I would say that because you hardly find in our part of the world whereby it's going to be very difficult to find the certain government, its members of parliament rejecting a bill or any law that has come from their arm. Okay. It's very difficult. You will never find that. Unlike, the British, whereby you can see them stand against their own MPs, fighting them here and there. Here, you don't see that. They don't like it, but they are always stripping line to be with them, to agree with them, whether or not it's good. So this is the challenge.
Yeah, it's really a very big challenge. And it's good that we have you here and you're giving this explanation so that tomorrow a lot of the opposition party members would not blame their parliamentary representation for allowing such
I know they will do their best, i.e. calling for certain things to be done. But you see, my brother, let me take you through something about this this CI and its hula baloo. The new CI seems to revoke 2 CIs. Yeah. It is trying to revoke the CI 91 and the CI 126. Mm-hmm. But you see, if I'm permitted, I would like to refer you to something that is in the CI 126. Okay. The CI 126, when it was laid in 2020, it had in it that for someone to be registered as a voter to vote, the person needs certain breeder documents. 1 was the Ghana card. Mm-hmm. 2 was the international traveling passport. 3 was for 2 voters, 2 registered voters to vouch for you who want to register. These 3 mediums were cited in the CI 126, which has been used less than 2 years ago. Less than 2 years ago. that document was used. So one will ask himself and herself that, what has changed?
Mm-hmm.
What has changed? Why are we now bringing something? Why are we now taking out the two, i.e. the two
passport
guarantors and then the passport? But I'll come to that part and explain something to you again. But one thing that I also want to hit on is that the regulation that the EC want to come under is an NIA regulation.
Okay.
Okay, an NIA regulation which says that they are called. I mean that law is calling on compulsory usage of Ghana card. But you see, it is on the grounds that the person has been issued
with a card.
If I don't have a Ghana card, how do I come with a Ghana card? And as we speak today, I personally know people personally. But there was a friend of mine who is in the media, whom I led to go and get a Ghana card registered. Till today, she doesn't have it. And you know why? For that reason, she's unable to access her bank account. She's unable to even get her salary.
Yeah.
Even though she's paid. But when the money hits the account, she cannot withdraw because she has not updated her account with Ghana card. My brother, you are in Europe. All European member countries, I practice immigration law in the UK. I know very well all European member countries have what you call the EU national card.
Yeah.
Isn't that the case?
Yeah.
And the EU national card serves the same purpose as your passport. Isn't that the case?
Passport.
Thank you. So why are we not doing the same thing? This is just a basic question. Why is Ghana behaving different? In Tree, they will tell you, said you did though you guys in the Europe are those who started this thing. When I got to know that, I mean, when I was in the law school in the UK and those things, that is why I saw all this. And when I started practicing law in the UK, I got to know that you can even file an immigration application with either an EU card or the passport. Either one is acceptable. So if those who have taken the lead in these things are accepting such documents, one reasonable question any man will ask is that, why are we not accepting same? Why were we accepting that same document yesterday, but today we don't see the need for it?
Yeah.
Are we of the opinion that our passport is now, excuse me, say a dumpy, trash or something? No. This is a document that can be verified worldwide, internationally. Any airport that you get to, your passport can be verified to attest its genuineness and its authenticity.
Yeah.
So where did we go wrong? When you say then they refer you to the law, that the law said the Ghana card was going to be the compulsory document. Laws were made by people. That is why we do amendments. So where you reckon that a law is not serving certain purpose, you amend, you change the law, you bring it to suit certain conditions that you find yourself in. Those people who don't have the Ghana card, the NIA somewhere last week made us understood that they are not under any pressure.
Yeah.
To go by any speed to do anything or to generate anything.
Sure.
And for that reason, they are just going to go by their own time. So my brother, let's assume that NIA is only able to give us Ghana card, or some people are going to get their Ghana card, so let's say 2024. Next year, God willing, there's going to be a district assembly elections.
District assembly election.
Obviously, what it means is that if that person doesn't, I know somebody called me and wanted me to sue NIA for him. He has done his Ghana card way back 2018 to today. He doesn't have it.
He hasn't received it.
So such a person, assuming he's supposed to go and get registered and get the voter's ID card, obviously he's out because now you are limiting him to just Ghana card.
Just a Ghana card.
There are people who open their bank accounts with their international traveling passport. These people are now being compelled to come and update their accounts with only Ghana card.
Ghana card.
But to be very honest with ourselves, every Tonican who has gone through the system of getting passport knows very well that the process of getting passport is the same as getting Ghana card.
Yeah.
Are you picking your biometrics and then taking picture of you and so on and so forth? Okay? So why is it that all these things are coming up? We have all these things, yet we don't see the need to give credence and value to something that is a national asset that we keep issuing to people. As I said to you today, Ghana, through the passport office or the Foreign Affairs Ministry is still issuing passport to people. So if it's now it's more or less a useless document. Why are you then worrying ourselves?
Why are we issuing new ones?
Okay, again, the EC now wants to cite that CI that they want to bring.
Yeah,
they want to now cite some kind of more registration centers. But the danger with this thing is that citing that is not even a problem. But what they want to do is that when they do that, they are not going to. They are trying to do it at give a blind side to the existing registration centers. Okay. But what has happened in the past is that in our communities, in our villages, in our hometowns, registration centers are always known areas, very known areas. It can be a church, a church compound, a school compound, a chief palace in front, a post office in front, a lorry station, a very known location that even a child can know if you direct. Now you intend to cite different ones. The question again here is that not going to be an abuse? Are you not going to take advantage of that and just cite it anywhere, anyhow?
Yeah.
Because if you look at the posture of the current EC, they are, if you should ask me my independent or objective opinion, I can tell you that this is a group of people who are capable or possible. They are capable of doing anything that pleases them, but not what pleases the public interest.
That's true.
And for that reason, there is a possibility that you can do or cite such centers anyhow, haphazardly, without giving records to the existing ones. So tomorrow you can start even cite one in your own bedroom. When we are thinking positive, we also have to think negative, because these are all possibilities. I'm saying this on the grounds that this EC told us way back 2020. I was in America when they were about to do this registration that they did prior to the 2020 elections.
Okay.
And one of the reasons that they gave over there when I heard or when I read was that, they are going to bring a new system which has not been part of the system in the past, i.e. facial verification machine. My brother, till today as we speak, there wasn't a single facial verification machine in any center that registration was done. Not even one. But this is what the EC told us. And took money for.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you have this kind of people, how then can you trust them to be doing something genuine and not something shady? These are some of the concerns that we are raising.
Yeah.
Again, the same people, they want to come up with it. If you look at Regulation 33 of that CI, it says that the current register is safe until a new one is done.
Yeah.
That clause is very dangerous. Let me explain to you legally and let you understand why I'm saying it's dangerous.
Good. You have to explain it because a lot of us are not in the proper understanding of it.
Exactly. If you say it is safe until a new one is done, simply what it means is that as you are going for that CI, the register is safe.
Yeah.
But when that CI is approved for you and you get it, you can wake up the next morning. They will tell you that they are not going to do a new register because the clause is that until a new one is done.
Okay.
You understand? Until a new one is done. So tomorrow they can just come and tell you tomorrow morning that they are going to do a new one. So reasonably and rationally, that context, that clause, that point of saying that until a new one is done should be taken off outright, and it should remain that the register is safe, which means you will not tamper with the register. You will not come and tell us you're going to do a new register totally tomorrow, whereby you may even say that you don't even need Ghana card, but you are going to call for a new document altogether to do it. We have done some now.
Yeah.
Just less than 2 years ago. You were calling for Ghana card, passport, and then a guarantee or guarantor system. Now you've taken off passport. You've taken off a guarantee system. You are bringing only Ghana card. So tomorrow, would you not be surprised? Or will it be shocking to you if you get to see that these same people are telling me that, oh, we are not even going to get a new register tomorrow, and now we are not even going to use Ghana card?
That one there is very possible. They'll come up with it.
You see? So all these things are some of the signals that are dangerous to the CI that they are putting in place. But you see, if you follow their kind of actions very well, you will understand that they don't just do something, but they will always do something in
anticipation.
In anticipation of something that is likely to come tomorrow. So you don't have to be surprised. Again, if you look at the current posture of this is easy. Like I said, if they decide to do a new register tomorrow, it will not be news. Moreover, if they decide to do that also, don't forget it's going to bring more cost to the country. Have you checked out how much they spent in doing the immediate past one? Now, they can't spend the same amount again tomorrow if they want to do one. It will be more than that one. But look at the kind of economic crisis that we find ourselves in now, today. Okay? So that clause must be taken out totally. We don't need to allow that clause to remain. Looking at the posture, the current posture of this EC, or the posture of this current EC, we don't need to allow that clause to be there, because allowing it there can be a ground for something else tomorrow.
That one is very true, because what it means is that the register is safe until a new one is done.
Thank you.
So if we wake up tomorrow and they say they're going to do a new register, even the existing voter card cannot be used. It has to be a Ghana card.
That's the point.
That's very dangerous. What are the possible ways that we can have this clause removed from the CI?
Like I said, the speaker can raise those things and get it taken out.
Okay.
Get the CI taken out at the business committee level, because he chairs it if he has a support. Or possibly the subsidiary legislative committee, in my opinion, should also raise those concerns and get them to take it off and present it tomorrow. And present it again.
Okay.
If not, it's not going to help. Another issue is that they also, like I said earlier, they are taking off the guarantor system.
Yeah. And
for that reason, two people who are guaranteeing for you less than 2 years ago cannot guarantee. Cannot be your guarantor tomorrow to get a new voter ID card. But my brother, do you know one funny thing about this voting?
No.
There are thousands of people or Ghanaians who have Ghana card today by using the guarantor system to get a Ghana card.
Yes, I was going to get to that. Yes.
There are thousands of people, thousands of Ghanaians who are having Ghana card today. I use my international traveling passport to get my Ghana card. There are those who use the guarantor system to get their Ghana card. So, if I was able to use the guarantor system to get my Ghana card, what then prevents me from using that system whereby my uncle and my aunt can guarantee for me to get my voter's ID card? Or my dad and my mom can guarantee for me. Or my wife and my in-law can guarantee for me. Or my brother and my sister can guarantee for me. What makes it wrong? What makes it wrong? But again, I see that because they have a kind of a shoddy or some kind of a dark mindset, they seems not to see what we are seeing. Because today, people are using the guarantor system to get Ghana card today.
Yeah.
So why can't I use it to get voter's ID card? Meanwhile, don't forget, it has been part of our system in getting voter's ID card from Genesis.
Yeah.
It wasn't just yesterday. It's an old thing that people have been using in their communities. You get people guaranteeing for you to get your voter's ID card. But now, anytime you raise that concern, they'll tell you, we don't want to use it because we've had challenges with it. It's been there's been a lot of problems surrounding it. That's why we don't want to use it. But you see, the funny point here is that they have never been able to come up with any concrete evidence to that. If you are saying you have gotten challenges to it, to what extent was that challenge? What percentage was it?
Mm-hmm.
How has that challenge affected the system? We have not seen it. There is nothing to lay our hands on. Yet, they give us this sham argument and makes us believe that, oh, that is why they don't want to rely on that system again. How on earth can we believe that? Okay, so these are the challenges that we have with this current EC and the way they are doing their things. Now, another point also is that, you know, when there's a time that Supreme Court ruled that we need not to persons with the case of Abu Ramadan, whereby persons with NHIS cards and so on and so forth were asked to get their names off the roll, and then they were asked to get their names off the roll. When that case came up and the issue was coming, they came with numbers, they came with figures to prove the number of people who had that kind of card or who use that kind of card to, or maybe their birth certificate also to get this document, and they were asked to re-register all those people again. Okay, don't accept birth certificates, don't accept Ghana,
national health
NHIS
insurance card.
But even though you're not accepting it, allow these people to register again. And I'm telling you, some of those people who got registered again use the guarantor system to get registered. They use it. So this is a system that has been with us time immemorial. Why is it now a problem to use that system? Again, you remember that, and take note of this key thing that I'm going to tell you. It's very legal, and you know most people have not. I mean, they are not taking towards that line. You know, there's a constitutional threshold on issuing voters ID card or voting.
Yeah.
The threshold is that the person must be 18 years of age, number one, and of a sound mind. You don't need to be of a sound mind to get Ghana card. That threshold is not there. It's not there. You don't need to be 18 years to get Ghana card.
Yeah.
15 years have it. 16 have it. 17 have it. You don't need to be a Ghanaian to get Ghana card. Non-Ghanaians have it. But you need to be a Ghanaian. You need to be a Ghanaian to get a voter ID card, because you must be a Ghanaian, you must be 18 years, you must have a sound mind. These three things are the threshold. So, now you are doing away with your constitutional threshold, which is quite higher, very higher. And you're waiting for a lower threshold as a breeder point to get or to meet a constitutional requirement. Okay, so if you look at all these things, then you ask yourself, why will a country like us, looking at all these arguments that I've given you, why would a country like Ghana, I don't know a person idea, why? Why? So this is the kind of overview that I wanted to give you about this whole thing. Yeah. To open up certain things for you, so that you can use that to build your questions and put them up. And then I
was going to come to another aspect. You know, especially when you brought in the requirement for the Ghana card, the EC is saying that the Ghana card is issued at 16. So therefore, you have 2 years at least, even if you do the registration to have the card, before you are qualified to get into the voters register. Now, the question is this CI only for continuous registration for people who turn 18 or for anybody who wants to get into the voters register?
Well, they will tell you it's a kind of limited registration exercise, in that it's not an exercise that they are doing it for every single Ghanaian. No, but it's an exercise that they are doing for people who are due to vote and don't have a means of voting, i.e. not having the voter's ID card. And for that reason, those people need to be registered and be put onto the roll so that they can also register. So it's basically they are telling you that basically it's for them. But you see, that's why I drew your attention to the clause that is in there, telling you that there is something in there that is dangerous. To me, it's dangerous. Because if you keep having that kind of clause in there, they'll tell you, oh, it's a normal clause. And the lawyer who tells you it's a normal clause, it's not looking at it deeply. Yes, it can be a normal clause. But look at the people that you are dealing with. Their behavior should inform you of something that they can do tomorrow. That is the point.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's see, where do we stand with our EC? It looks like where we are now, there is the EC itself poses as a danger to our own democratic dispensation. Because
my brother, you are not far from the truth.
Good.
You are not far from the truth because of some of these things or concerns that I've raised. Because if not that, I have given you a comparative analysis. You live in Europe. You and I know very well that even your driving license is a form of an ID.
Yeah.
When I'm in UK and let's say I've missed a parcel and I want to go and get my parcel, my bank card, my NatWest bank card, which is here, which I can show, this card. When I present this card, which doesn't even bear my ID, you can see it. It doesn't have my ID on it. You know it.
Yeah.
This bank card can get me my parcel back. It's a form of ID, right?
Yeah.
We are not even saying use bank card. we are not even saying go and use what do you call it? Driving license or whatever. Just use a simple medium which has been with us from the past to present, which Jane Mensah knows very well, because she used to suggest to the then EC when she was the IEA executive director. What has changed? What has changed? Now you are even making us believe that even IPAC, decisions of IPAC are not binding. But have you forgotten that it was that same decision that you were, pushing for implementation? Go and check the records. Using of biometric machines to vote in, making it part of our voting system, was something that was brought by the MPP then, which Jane Mensah supported at IPAC level. And the then government, John Evans Atamo's government, accepted this and implemented it. And that is how come we now have biometric systems as part of our voting, processes. Yes, it wasn't binding, but because it was a reasonable recommendation, didn't they take it?
They did.
Did they throw it away? It was not in the law. There was no law backing for that. But they took it. Okay? They took it. So why are you finding it difficult to do so? You are now telling us how unlawful or, not binding IPAC is today. Someone who has partaken in IPAC, even though you are not belonging to a political party front line. But because you were from a civil society organization, you were permitted to be part of them. You were writing suggestions to IPAC, pushing for it to be implemented. Then that time it was okay.
Well, this
but today
time,
you, the same person, have issues with a similar thing being done under your tenure. My brother. These are the challenges that we are having.
Can we say our parliament is also letting us down? Because let me just take a step backwards. Considering the amount of money that was voted for the EC to do the 2020 voters register, and all the things that they presented, the facial recognition and all those things, and unfortunately, that money was given to them. Today, we do not have those facial recognition features working in our biometric systems. And we do not see Parliament till now bring EC to the floor of the House to account for the money that they have taken. Could it be another way that Parliament has given a leeway to the EC to do whatever they want?
Again, you wouldn't be far from the truth if we argue on that tangent. Because where you know and refuse to do it, in tree they will tell us so if you sit down to allow the kids to misbehave, you are seen as being the one spearheading that kind of misbehavior. So if Parliament represents Ghana and Parliament is Ghana, that is why they have, except this current Parliament, which a section of Ghana doesn't have a representation. But in the past, all parliaments that we have had in the past have representation for the entire sections of Ghana, except this very one. If not that, what else can we say? Because, like I said, they called, one of the reasons that they gave in going for a new register was to bring that system of facial verification. They hammered on it. They stressed on that point, that they are going to bring a facial verification machine system to which has never been part of the system. Jen Mensah and her team, Bosman Asari and Co, met top journalists of this country, Kwame Sefaka and Co. She met them, and I remember very well, Kwame Sefaka made a point to them, telling them that it's not unreasonable to go and waste money to go and do a new register. In spite of all this challenge that they faced from opposition and every other thing, they still went on to do it. There were a series of demonstrations upon demonstrations. They still ignored and went on because they were having the backing of the government. The government in power was backing them to do whatever. In fact, I even said it on radio some few minutes ago that the date for that registration exercise was even first given to Ghanaians by the MPP General Secretary, John Bod. Even before the EC will come out and give us the date or to confirm or affirm whatever John Bod said. It's sad.
Okay. Let me just take a few of the comments from our viewers. I'm sure some of them will expect a reaction from you. And then when we come back, we will see how best we'll go to the end of the program. We have Citizen Wise watching live from the United States of Amasaman constituency. As for Citizen Wise, we are very grateful that every time you are part and parcel of our program. Oh, Uncle Tom, all the way from Bielefeld, good evening. We are grateful that you have joined us once again. We take a lot of inspiration from you. Citizen Wise, once again, the parliament itself is full of comedies. Alanda, that's my gentle lawyer. Indeed, he's a gentleman and he's giving us the facts and figures of whatever we expect from him. Evans Darko. Evans, good evening to you in Paris, and greetings to you, Jerome, and then lawyer as well. Thank you very much. He'll respond when he comes back. Brimpom says, good evening, watching you from Warsaw, Poland. Brimpom, once again, we're grateful you have joined us. Grace Talks, watching from Stuttgart, Germany. We're very grateful, Mama Grace, that you joined us once again. Grace Ghana, lawyer, is very articulating, watching from Educhrome, Ekwapim. We're very grateful once again. Julius from Düsseldorf, right? Ade. Keep the good work up. We are very grateful, Julius, for being part and parcel of the program this evening. And I hope we will see you every now and then. Young Democrats, watching you live from Bielefeld. Oh, Bielefeld, we send our greetings to you, Uncle Tom, Uncle Umar Dennis, and the rest. We are very grateful that you have joined us this evening. Prosper says, they will surely implement Ghana card. Don't be deceived Don't be deceived, people of Ghana. Ha. Well, this government seriously does not listen to the wills of the people. We'll see how it ends up. Ose Superior once again. Keep the good work. Watching from Barcelona, Spain. We are very grateful, Ose, that you have joined again this week. Oh, Kwekweado, my boss. Watching you guys from Amsterdam, Holland. We are very grateful again. Patience Dako, as for you, we will always be very grateful to you for always being part and parcel of the program. Watching from Hamburg, Germany. Sweet Mother Tete. Now we don't even know what our leaders want us to do, Impo. That one is very true. Everybody, there's confusion all over. Continana says, Ghana is in a mess. Watching on YouTube from Poland. We're very grateful, Nana, for being part of the program. Nana Tefremu, as usual, the evil people will implement this policy because the NDC MP are powerless. God save Ghana. Watching on YouTube from Tatali Northern Region. Nana, but with the explanation from lawyer, actually the MPs have very little to do, even though they have the opportunity. We pray that they will handle it at a committee level, and that might save the entire population of Ghana. Gifty, we are very grateful you have joined us, watching from Bremen. Greetings to you, greetings to James and all the people of Bremen. We are very grateful that you have joined us. Great talks once again. Our MPs are still sitting in Parliament with Carlos Ahinkra. Carlos made a record, 100 meters record, set a 100 meters record in Parliament, so he has to be there and to be acknowledged, I'm sure. So far, so good. We're very grateful for all of you joining us, whichever medium, YouTube, WhatsApp, wherever, Facebook, and the rest. Nice to have all of you. And then we will bring back our guest. Our time is fast spent, but he has essentially covered every aspect that we wanted to know. And it is good that all of us are getting a good education from his side. Just as I was asking you whether the opposition will put the blame on the MPs, somebody just asked the same question, that the NDC MPs are powerless, even though they are in government, you know.
I think the challenge again boils on the constitutional requirement of 2/3.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at them, yes, they have the numbers. They are half of the house, more or less. But it's not up to 2/3, whereby
It's
they
not
can
up to 2/3.
automatically throw it out. So you need the other side to join you. But the point here is that, do you think any MPP MP will stand up to be part of the NDC to throw out this thing? The answer is capital no.
No.
The answer is capital no. So they will have a divided house. For that reason, they can't throw it out easily. So the only point that we can rely on is to rely on
the committee,
and then the committee, to see what these two sides can do to raise certain things, maybe possibly get it to be correct. To be changed or something, if it may work. So it's conditional.
Okay.
Conditional.
Honestly, I wanted to ask you if civil society organizations could make an impact, because Jane Menza had the opportunity when she was heading the IEA to make a lot of contributions. But today, even IPAC, she has turned a different eye to it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I indicated earlier that I'm the Director of Policy and Planning for Solid Ghana, which is a CSO. But the funny part of it is that, looking at what you have just stated, the posture of the person that you are dealing with will not even, what tells you that it will be a fruitless journey to sit behind your PC and draft, let's say, 10 pages document, whatever document, go and give it to Jane Mensa. She may not even read it. She may not even read it.
But I'm sure at this point, the opposition party and all the parties that have eyes on the elections will definitely have to go up there, encourage their members to do whatever is possible within their means to get a Ghana card. Even that is not even guaranteed.
Yeah,
it's not even guaranteed.
Now the challenge. Even personally, I have workers that I just about a month or two ago, some of my workers in Ashanti region left. They have to resign simply because they don't have the Ghana card. and they can't access their bank accounts and even go for money. For that reason, so they have to quit the job because they are working and they cannot get their money. So they have to quit. These two gentlemen or boys quit the job just because of this Ghana card issue. Not that they have not been going for it, they have been chasing, going up and down, trying to get it, but they are not getting it. So the only option for them was to just leave the work and go and stay home. I'm telling you, this is my personal experience.
Yeah, I've had that one. People might not see from that angle, but it is a reality.
I'm telling you, it's a reality.
I had to go when I was in Ghana. I went to the bank. I could not access my money. They forced me to go and get my Ghana card before I could access my own account. It's a reality, you know. I've had that thing before.
That's the point. But like I made that comparative analysis, is that reasonable? Looking at where you are coming from, where you reside, you understand very well that ID systems, they don't just limit themselves to a particular document. No. So why will we, Ghana, a developing country, do something that is unheard of even in the advanced world? You say all these things, and these people are behaving like they are coming from different planets altogether. They don't listen to any argument or analysis that you give. It's very sad. And every now and then, the certain government or the ruling government is at the back of them, supporting them and trashing every other argument that comes against the ideas. So what else can we do, my brother?
We are in for trouble. We are in for trouble. Well, we don't have much time now. I think I'll give the opportunity. We, together with all the viewers, wherever we are, I think we have had a very good education from you, especially on this CI and the processes. And I'm pretty sure, especially members of the NDC, will not have to cry over their parliamentarians should anything come. At least we have had the explanations, we've had the education. That to be thrown outright, we need 2/3 of which NDC will never have on the floor of the House. But now they have the opportunity to make an input at the committee level, and they're hoping that the Speaker of Parliament will also bring his experience to bear. Now, what will be your passing word for all our viewers? We are indeed very grateful that you have been part of the show.
I'll first thank each and everyone who has made time to listen to everything that I have to say here. And also a very big thank you to your team for giving me this platform to speak on. It's just by the grace of God. And I'm very grateful to you and then to every other person that made this possible. Having said that, one thing that I would say is that we, those who are abroad, let's encourage our younger ones back home here in Ghana who are due to register or who don't have the voter's ID card, that the only medium to speak to someone who doesn't listen when it comes to politics is to vote against that party or that person. So when you reckon that there's a government or an entity or a person who is becoming recalcitrant and has turned deaf ears to every single cry in the country, the only way that they can hear your cry is to push them out. And when they go back, that is where they get to learn. I think Ghana has gotten to a point that this is very eminent and it's key. It's very, very relevant and important. And for that reason, I will urge that every Tamil Canary who don't have the Ghana card, well, we don't know when we can get yours if you should register today. But they shouldn't lose hope and still go and get it registered. And then hope and believe that they will have it in due course. We don't know when the EC is going to do your registration anyway. I believe that whenever they decide to do it, I pray that many Ghanaians who intend to register will by then have their Ghana cards, so that it will be a ground for them to register. If the CI had by then been, had by then seen its period in Parliament, i.e. the 21 parliamentary sitting days. If it had gone through by then and automatically had become law, and that is exactly what they are going to do without changing it, then that should be it. On the other hand, if they decide for once to listen to such reasonable arguments that we keep putting out, then they should realize that the constitutional mandate or the constitutional threshold is that to get a voter's ID card, I need to be a Ghanaian, number one. But they shouldn't forget that I don't need to be a Ghanaian to get a Ghana card.
Ghana card.
To register to be a voter, you must be a Ghanaian. Secondly, you must be 18 years of age. I don't have to be 18 years to get voter register. To
the Ghana card.
Vote. To get Ghana card. Thank you. To get a Ghana card. But I need to be 18 years to be able to register to vote. Thirdly, I don't have to be of a sound mind to get Ghana card, but I need to be of a sound mind to get a voter's ID card. This thing should be a kind of a guideline for their conscience, and we hope that they will do the right thing at the right time. That is all that I have to say.
Thank you very much, and all our viewers and my team, we're very grateful that you have made time for us. And I'm pretty sure once this CI is laid and it means the 21 sitting then becomes a law, we will have another discussion and then see the way forward. We're very grateful. And to all our viewers who joined us this evening, we're very happy that you have joined us. And we've all received a very lightable knowledge on this CI and the way forward. What we can do currently is to go up there and encourage each and everyone who has attained the age of 16 to ensure that a person gets a Ghana card. It might be difficult, but at the end of the day, that will give us the power to be able to speak to authority. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Have a blessed evening.
Ya kana se wantia ejao ehenya beto mampam osontie so dogo vinwa bem mampam osontie nani amuka nyina guna swati move swara mampam osontie move swara Mampam, also until once upon a time, animal called Mampam. Any king where them go bring him. Mampam said that king know the force. Iga was a king. Mampam said he know the force. Elephant come. Mampam, some better than you. The peaceful creature panda. Mampam said I want to know